Guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some breaking Jets news here. It just came out like a minute ago. Some good news. According to Rich Cimini, Duane Brown is going to be returning for his 17th season, which is crazy to think about it, right? And, we look at Duane Brown last year. I felt like when he was out there, I mean, he really held it down. He played hurt. He didn't have to do that. He could have just easily shut it down. It's not like the Jets were in the same position as a team like, the Chiefs or the Bills or the Bengals, where it's like they're a top seed and they're making a push and there's Super Bowl expectations. He could have easily just shut it down, but he chose not to. He chose not to. It shows heart, it shows dedication, and personally, I love those qualities, when I'm looking at players. 37, 38 years old, to have him back on the offensive line, I think it's going to be big. I know there's so many question marks about this Jets team going into next year, quarterback being the big one, but we also have to factor in what's happening at linebacker, at safety, Quinnen Williams extension. Okay, when is Joe Douglas, when are the Jets going to start restructuring some deals, start releasing players to start opening up some money? There's a lot of question marks here, but offensive line is a massive... This thing isn't solidified. Yeah, the Jets have a couple players here and there like AVT and, Mekhi Becton's coming back. Max Mitchell's under contract, but, Nate Herbig, starting guard for the team last year, pending free agent. Connor McGovern, starting center for the team the last couple of seasons, pending free agent. Okay, Dan Feeney, pending free agent. So I think, I know the Jets don't, last year they originally didn't have like a ton of star power on the offensive line. It's not like the Jets are losing like all pro guys here, but at the same time, they have to fill these roles. They have to provide depth in this, in the offensive line for next season, right? Because if the Jets land Aaron Rodgers, if the Jets, sign Derek Carr, you don't want to be down offensive linemen. You don't want to be in a position to where now all of a sudden the Jets finally land the franchise quarterback and they're being sacked left and right. They can't run the ball. And I'm just happy Brown is back. We look at all the names that we just mentioned last year, it still wasn't enough. So I want the Jets to have as much talent, as many guys in there as physically possible, right? I know it might sound a little redundant or a little silly to really stock up on the offensive line. That's why I'm pushing offensive line in the first round. Like, I really want this to be a strength of the team. Like, Joe Douglas is a former offensive lineman, talks about it all the time. The Jets have invested so much in it. Joe Douglas has invested so much into this line, and here we are a couple years later since Douglas took over, and we still have tons of question marks all over the place. So I just finally want this unit of the football team to be a strong suit, something that the Jets can rely on, that, at least we have the O-line, right? It's an anchor. QBs will have time to throw. Running backs are going to find holes. But just lately, I just feel like it just hasn't really been there these past couple of seasons. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Duane Brown will be back. He's a cap hit, I believe, just over $11 million, which is a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush. That's a lot of money. So anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts. And as always, go Jets.